To you.
Afternoon.
Donald, you've described Glasgow as a dead zone during the week. I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's no doubt about it. You just need to take a walk through the streets Monday to Friday, and you will see that businesses are shut. They're not opening. Some are never going to come back. Ever since the pandemic, where we had lockdowns and music banned, Glasgow has been disproportionately affected with rail strikes, with inflation rising, with energy costs soaring at some points to 250% for some businesses, staff shortages, supply shortages, and a cost of living crisis that's right across through everybody's pockets. And notwithstanding, we've had a massive amount of taxi shortages at the weekend, where there's just not enough public transport or the taxis or public private hires to take people home. It's not been great, and the figures here: 50% outlets were down at Christmas and New Year. It costs massive rise, 45% facing energy rises, 40% outlets facing added costs, 60% of outlets are closing early or for full days and won't be operating for the full operating hours during the first couple of quarters. So it's not been great, and the fear is the LEZ zone is just going to further erode the economic viability.
Yeah, this is the low emission zone.
In the city.
Yeah, well, of course, Glasgow City Council say that, you know, it's necessary to try to improve the air quality in the city. But do you think it's going to deter people from coming in, at that time at night?
I think it's the most punishing, punitive act of economic vandalism that the City Council could do at this time. We have Scottish Air Quality Scotland on the 1st of this month reported that every single area in Glasgow were below the average, were low air quality, meaning it was clean, it was clear. There's a success story there, but we're still bringing this in. I think it's wrong. People can't afford new vehicles. We get suppliers. One of the suppliers saying £140,000 in 3 weeks we could drum up in fines. If the air quality is getting better, if the transport people are changing their habits, why bring this in the first place?
Well, surely more people, particularly late at night, will be relying on public transport.
Yes, public transport. Yes, they should be. But then again, they're not coming in at the moment. Will they come in at the weekends? We're hoping so. I'm not saying that to totally strip it out at this moment, LEZ. I'm saying that it should be a trade and goods exemption, or even a nighttime exemption for people to come in, because not everybody gets the bus, not everybody takes a taxi. Quite frankly, they're not there. And let's face it, the underground shuts at 10 o'clock at night. A lot of people come in, share vehicles and come in. First time they get clattered with a £60 fine, they might think twice about that. The time they get runs up to 480, they definitely won't be coming in. And it's not just nightclubs or bars or hospitality this will affect. This is retail.
Is it expensive for people, particularly that we heard a lot from students, just the cost of having a drink in a nightclub at the moment when there is a cost of living crisis? Is there anything more that can be done there to encourage more custom?
Well, the garage and the cat house have been around for a long time, over 30 years, and we try and keep our prices down, but we can't, and minimise passing it on to our customers, and we've done very well. That's why we're so successful. But at the same point, suppliers are putting their costs up. Energy, as I said, is 250%. It's gone up for some people. So at some point, these costs have to be passed on, and people's pockets are thinning as well. I mean, they're getting hit at the home, and it's a perfect storm, a vortex ring of gloom. And now we're bringing in an LEZ zone where we penalise people for driving a car. It's totally wrong, and I really hope that they bring in more exemptions, because, as I've just pointed out, it's not required. Scottish air quality is improving.
What one thing could be done, in your view, Donald, to try to help businesses, particularly in the nighttime industries?
Well, outside of the LEZ, definitely the Scottish Government should be passing on a rates reduction, which happened in England, 75% rates reduction in England, and the Scottish Government didn't pass that on up here. That would help greatly. We need to kickstart the economy. We need to get people moving, people back out enjoying themselves, people spending money. Also, a VAT reduction right across the board. That would go a long way to saving hospitality, tourism and leisure.
Well, good to talk to you. Thanks very much for joining us on Lunchtime Live. That is Donald McLeod there, a nightclub owner in Glasgow.